Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another frame game. Today we are talking about something very important. This is more of a serious video, I guess, and I know I'm kind of just sitting here on my couch. I got my Avengers shirt on and a blanket with my keyboard and mouse, but that's not what's important. What's important is what's happening with YouTube. Like, is it going away? Is it gonna die eventually? Just get smothered out by the government? Maybe. I honestly don't know. And I'm terrified of this because I've lost my channel once already. The first time was when my channel was hacked by someone. They uploaded a video saying, "Hey, we got your channel, and in 1 week, we're gonna delete it if you don't get it back." I tried contacting support and whatnot, and I didn't know how to hack it back. And sure enough, it was deleted. They got a hold of everything. They changed the email and stuff on it, so I couldn't do the recover your password stuff. Yeah, and then it was gone. And now the government's coming out, and I have this thing down here on my other monitor that talks about it, the documentation. It's a long document. It's like 52 pages long, and I've read through most of it, and it just does not sound good the way that it is written. In fact, it sounds incredibly dangerous, like creators on any platform on the internet, because this is Copa. This is about the internet, how kids are directed to the internet. So this doesn't just affect YouTube. This could affect Twitter. This could affect like Facebook videos that you post and whatever. Hey, I mean, this could affect anything. This could affect Twitch. At first, I was like, maybe I'll have to move to Twitch until I realized this isn't a YouTube thing. This is a government thing. And they're doing this about the internet. They talk about URLs and home pages and stuff. Just general websites that use certain things that, if they're directed towards children 12 and under, need to follow these regulations. And so it could affect all sorts of things that we may not even thought of. And the crazy thing is there's this person on YouTube, and he's an actual lawyer. Like, he's gone to school, he's gotten the degree and everything, and he made a video about this because YouTube was like, if you're worried that your channel could be removed, but falsely removed, right? Then you should get in contact with a lawyer. And this guy comes out who is a lawyer, and he's like looking at this document that I have right here. I'll have it in the description below and whatnot. But even he was all, I don't know how I'd protect you. I don't even know what I do. All these things are so vague and could mean virtually anything that he has no way of how to make a defense for these situations that I'm about to show you. Like, this is really bad. This is crazy, right? And even right now, this video alone is in danger from these laws because I have an Avengers shirt on, because I have this poster in the background, right, of My Hero Academia, because I even have this little knife over here. But it has a bald eagle on it that looks very cartoony, and it has the American flag on it. So who knows? That could be directed to kids 12 and under. Like, I don't know what constitute vibrant colors. This bright green pillow that I use to rest my back on with this couch. Yeah, it's vibrant colors and therefore could be subject to these laws, and I could be fined $40,000 just for having this green pillow behind me. Like, I don't even know. It's so vague. That's how vague it is, that we just don't know what could cause someone to be fined. And by the way, content creators are going to be fined. It's not just YouTube. YouTube has already been fined. It was a ridiculous amount of money, millions of dollars. And I'll put text here because I can't remember how much it is. It was like 140 million or some crazy crap. And YouTube, being so rich and whatever, they immediately paid it. They're like, "Okay, here you go." And now that's considered done with them, right? Now they are no longer in the liable section of this problem. And during the conference, the Copa conference, the guy literally states, he stands up there and he says, "Oh, we're going after creators because they're the ones who are marketing their content towards children 12 and under. So he's attacking creators and they're going to sue the crap out of us. Like, I don't even know what to do. They're going to fine us like crazy. And so I got kind of a plan with my channel, at least as of right now, because there are measures to try to stop this. There's like this page that you can go to and leave a comment to the government telling them, "Oh, hey, I think this is a bad idea and these are the reasons why." Try to be civil. Don't like swear at them or anything. We're trying to get the point across in a civilized manner because these people, they're like dignified or whatever officials, right? And so we need to appeal to them in the way that they would try to appeal to other government officials. And you've seen people talk during different government talks and stuff. They're always very like, "Oh yes, I believe," and they try to be all posh and whatnot. So try to appeal to them in a way that they would be like, "Oh man, this person kind of knows what they're talking about. Maybe I should listen," right? Instead of just attacking them, because then they won't want to listen, right? They'll just shut themselves off. As I'm about to show you, actually, there I have examples of this, as a matter of fact, of the officials who wrote this document kind of ignoring people because they're just being abrasive and attacking them. And that's not good for our situation, right? If we can't get the point across that this is bad for us, then all hope is lost, right? So let's try to be civil toward these people. I have those links in the description below if you want to contact these officials via Twitter or through the official website, then you can do so. But anyways, so let's get to this document and talk about what this actually is. And this all started years ago. This thing is like from 1998 or something, and they update it every couple of years to try to reflect the current technology and whatever, but it doesn't change that much because this document was initially designed for large companies like Disney and whatnot, Netflix, just major corporations, and it was designed to protect children and other people who could be affected by major corporations. And that's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but now they're directing this towards small individual creators who barely make any money as it is, and they're still fining them huge amounts of money just like they would a major corporation. And that's where the problem collides with this situation, the major problem, because if they first of all they need to change that. It's ridiculous how much money that it's like $40,000 per video that you have on your channel that potentially has this kind of content or is alluring to kids 12 and under, which is most of my content because one of the things that they state is alluring to children is video games, and that's my whole channel. That's all I do. And there's a YouTuber called Arlo, and he uses this blue puppet as his persona, right, on YouTube. And so every single one of his videos that has that puppet in it, or has it even in the thumbnail, is subject to being fined $40,000. Just is. That's how it is. And so his channel is in severe jeopardy, just like mine is. And so is other creators, some creators who aren't even talking about it right now. I sent a message to Markiplier asking him to talk about it because he has such a large influence and he makes video games. And so his channel is subject to these fines as well. It's not just small creators either. This is really big and it could severely damage the platform as a whole. Not even the platform, the internet. So let's get into this. I'm going to move myself. I've never really done this while recording before, but I'm going to do it now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to like shrink myself more. So more, not enough. Okay, so here we go. We have the document here on the other monitor. I'm going to scroll up a bit so you can see this. So this section, question number 1, determine whether a site is primarily directed to children 12 and under. And you got to understand, like I said, these are like old laws from 1998 that they've kept more or less the same and tweaked it a little bit, and now they've tweaked it for the internet. Um, and then the main reason that they're doing this, by the way, they weren't even supposed to change this law for a while now, right? So they weren't even supposed to change this law for a while. They were set up to do it in a few years, right? But instead of doing it in like it was like 2023 or something like that, they moved it up to now. And the reason for this is because there was this advocate group who was upset with how internet was being used and was being marketed towards children. And they talked about the questionable business practices being done by YouTube about this, how they were collecting data of children 12 and under via comments and whatnot, and recommending them videos because they collected data of what videos they like watching, which is super illegal, by the way. So YouTube is at fault here, but at the same time, the way that they're doing to fix it is really bad and affects everyone. So this advocate group of like 20 people or so, they kind of started, I mean, I'm sure it would have gone this way eventually, but they pushed the landslide, right? They just caused the landslide to begin, and now we're dealing with the consequences of these things. Like, I don't think they planned on any of this happening so intensely. I'm sure they're glad that they caused an effect, but at the same time, I'm not sure they wanted it to go this far, right? That it would jeopardize everyone. So let's look at this. This is how you determine if a website is directed to children 12 and under. And it's just like website. So look, homepage, the term homepage refers to a main web page, blah, blah, blah. Certain text within like URLs and stuff like that. Like this is going to affect the entire internet, not just YouTube. But the subject matter of your videos or web pages or whatever that is appealing to children, this is how the system detects if your videos or whatever are marketing towards children. Um, e.g., if the subject matter involves kids' jokes, that's okay, sure. Music. Music is a big one. Everyone listens to music of all ages, right? It's not just me, and I'm not the only weird adult that still listens to music. That every once in a while throws on Weird Al and whatnot, or listens to some, I don't know. I mean, it's music. Everyone loves music. Everyone. And like no matter what media you get, movies, like what music is subject to being considered only for children? It just says music. So are those songs that are about like sexual themes or whatever, are they subject as being for kids 12 and under? Like, you know what I mean? This doesn't make any sense, and yet it's one of the first examples of what kids subject matter is. But as we go on here, kids games, okay, that's fair. There's the math games and whatever. That's fine. Video slash computer games, just all video and computer games, all of them. GTA 5, a game where you can go to a bar, get a drink, and then leave and go take someone at gunpoint to get money from them and whatnot. That's for children 12 and under. Like what? There are ratings for games rated M for mature, for 18 and older, specifically marketed towards adults. But it just says subject matter of video game and computer games. So how is the system going to be able to differentiate if you mark your video? Because there's a section in YouTube where you can say that your video is gaming content when you mark your video. So if you mark your video as gaming content, is it a death sentence for your channel? Like, I don't know. Children's TV shows or stars, so kid stars, okay, sure. Cartoon characters. Now, on my own YouTube channel, like, I'll throw up a picture here. My banner is like FrameGame and it's bright and orange, vibrant colors, and then it has like little cartoon characters of like the Kingdom Hearts creature and whatnot, right? So with the little turret from Portal, like, does that count? as being marketed towards children because I wanted to have this quirky little fun thing that was like something that I personally like as an adult. And my cousin made this for me. She did such a good job with it. It is great. It's fantastic. And I might just have to completely remove that banner from my YouTube channel now and never use it ever again. Otherwise, I risk being fined $40,000. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm being robbed of, you know, stuff, my content and whatnot as a creator. I just feel like they're literally stealing what I've created and not giving me any say as to whether or not I get to keep it. I'm just being forced underground, is literally what it's being right now. I'm being forced underground unless something changes. Because these are way too vague. This could mean anything, and it could be used against creators for the sake of larger groups and whatnot. We could be used, and that doesn't feel good, right? I don't know. Um, let's keep going here. So after cartoon characters, sports. This is another one. There are sports bars where adults go and drink and watch the latest game, football game, baseball game, whatever you want. Those are things. Those are real. Those are only for people 18 years or older, whatever. People who have an ID and can be like, I'm old enough to drink. And yet, no, just sports in general are for kids 12 and under, right? Like that's way too vague, especially for sports. That is such a huge deal for adults. I don't. It's crazy. Stories. What does that even mean? Like if you tell your life story, you make some kind of, I don't know, like what are those books that just talk about your life story? Is that now your book is considered to be for kids 12 and under and no adults? No adults can read about your life? That's absurd. Like, I don't know. Toys, that's fair, I guess. But even then, there are plenty of toys and things that are for adults in different ways. And then there are toys as well, like certain board games and stuff that adults love getting into, like Risk, or that super huge version of Risk that's like really complicated and is a game that there's no way I would recommend to kids 12 and under. It's way too complicated. Or what's that card game, Cards Against Humanity? Is that for kids 12 and under? Like, can we not make videos of people playing that game anymore because it's 12 and under? Or Uno. Uno's like such a basic game. That's like E for everyone. But you could be fined $40,000 for playing it on your YouTube channel? Like, I don't understand. All those videos of Markiplier, Bob, and Wade playing Uno could be subject to fines. It's crazy. Let's see here. Children's books, fantasy, so Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and stuff. Kids, kids only. Children's arts and crafts, pets. If you have a pet, don't ever have them in your video ever again. Products primarily purchased or consumed by children, like snack food and cereal. I don't know if you guys can see this. I got a Crunch Bar right here. This is only for kids. Kids only eat snack food. I have some pretzels somewhere too. That's only for kids, right? I'm I'm losing my mind. This is good. Adults can enjoy chocolate too. You ever hear of getting chocolates for your girlfriend for Valentine's Day? I'm gonna sit this down so it's very crunchy. Sorry about that. This isn't an ASMR video. But no, I mean, what counts as snack foods? Anything? Like I said, I got some pretzels. Adults love pretzels. I don't get it. Crackers? Who knows? Chips, Doritos, whatever. I don't get it. And then there's this presentation, language. So things that you say in your video that are considered directed towards children 12 and under, like short, colorful descriptions, slang, and pop culture references. Our generation loves pop culture. We love like K-pop and stuff. Like, come on. This makes no sense. And it's like, look at these words that kids only, fun, free stuff, whatever, cool, duh, games. Ask your parents. Like, sure, ask your parents. Okay. Not many adults are going to be saying that to other adults. That's fair. But games, duh, duh. Just the word duh. And whatever. Like, I've heard my mom, I've even heard my grandmother say whatever. She's, pushing 60s and 70s, and she's saying the word whatever and duh, like all the time. She says the word cool too. When I tell her, oh, hey, I made this thing, I'm making this video game or whatever, or whatever. And she's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you. Cool is not just a kid thing. I don't understand. And the video that I uploaded not too long ago of Star Wars is my first look for Star Wars. Just a couple of days ago, uploaded that, and I said the word cool. I don't know, 50 times or something. That game is just really cool, and I didn't know how else to really describe it. It was the perfect word for it, and now my video. Whoop! I don't know where I went. I hit a key. It's not that. Here, actually, Siri. That's how I found it the first time. Is I typed the word cereal in the. There we go. But yeah, I mean, seriously, cool, duh, whatever. Like everyone uses that. I use that 50 times in just one video. I, come on. There has to be a better way to describe kids' content than whatever, duh, games, free stuff. I mean, free stuff. Adults love free stuff. Am I wrong in this? Am I wrong in when you go to when you go to what is it, Sam's Club, and they have the free food samples? Every time, the most people that I see going over there are people in like their 40s being like, "Oh yeah, I'll taste that. Good, free." Come on. This doesn't make any sense. And so there are ways to contact these people, as I was telling. One of them is upsetting me, and that's Twitter. Now, if you see here, these are the commissioners, right, that helped create this, and they each have their own Twitter. And as you can see, they're grayed out, which means I went to their Twitter pages to try to see if they're talking about this with people. And man, at first it looks like they're responding. Some of the I opened up a software. No, music software. Why? I meant to click up here, not up on the other monitor. So some of them are kind of talking. It's really iffy. So if we look at the tweets and replies or whatever, they're most of it's like they're trying to avoid mentioning it, right? Most economic fallacies derive from the tendency to assume that there is a fixed pie, yada yada yada. Um, Thanks for the opportunity to talk at this place, right? They're super avoiding mentioning much of this. Possible changes to the COPA kid privacy law. This is 17 minutes ago. This is new. See, okay, here we go. See, I was before this where there was just legitimately like they weren't saying anything about it really, and even there were some comments that people were showing videos of like this is why it's bad and whatever, and then there wasn't a single reply from any of these commissioners to it. And I was like, did they even watch the video? Who knows? They should have, because I watched the video myself and it was like really informative. But yeah, there's all these different commissioners and whatnot, and some of them seem to talk about it like we just saw. Here we go. She was talking about it, right? Right here. If I Oh my gosh, why isn't my middle mouse opening a new tab? It's supposed to. If I just click on it here, I guess. Let's see if there's no comments or anything. It was retweeted once. So they say I don't I'm not seeing really anything. What? Did I Oh, I went down too far, that's why. Yeah, possible changes to the kid privacy rule. 2 likes. Doesn't really say anything though. And it just says possible changes. Like that's super vague, isn't it? What what changes? Now you won't be fined 40,000 per video, you'll be fined 30,000. Oh yeah, that's so helpful. Per video, I have like 200, 300 videos. So I'll be fined a couple $1 million. That's fine. It's not like I can't afford that or anything. I mean, if I look at my bank account, I have like $100 in there. Crap. But consider this notice. I expect people to identify themselves before asking questions. See, this is interesting. People are just being like, watch this video, right? They're not even saying anything. They're just saying this is how COPPA will destroy YouTubers. It's really bad, right? I mean, and that's a good thing. This video is really good, by the way. You should check it out. It's super informative. And hello, the issue with YouTube will hurt the users of the platform by imposing unreasonable fines under vague and outdated regulations. This needs to be changed before it's too late. Like, yeah, and as you can see here, she responded once. And she says, like, consider this notice. I expect people to identify themselves before asking questions. If I wouldn't meet you in my office, I won't answer your questions in other non public settings. Public officials should not be feeding insider investor intelligent networks. That's that's it. What does that mean? Where's that going? Who knows? But look at all these, and she hasn't replied once to any of them. They say that they're talking to us through Twitter, that they opened it up to Twitter. Nothing. Not a thing. Not a single reply from this person. People are trying to get people to get them aware with this super informative and direct video, because there's just so much more that needs to be said than what can fit in a single tweet. And so they're using this video, and I feel like that's a pretty good way if she would just go and watch it. I don't know, maybe she has, but she hasn't said if she did, right? And same with this guy over here. I don't prevent companies from spying on you. Every movie online. Here's a quiet fight brewing in Washington. See, he's talking about a fight brewing in Washington. He's not even really mentioning any of this. Receiving rulemaking petition on non-complete clauses that block worker pay raises and job opportunities. Like, he's completely ignoring this. And like, they said that they're open to discussion on Twitter and stuff, and that they're gonna respond. And there were even some YouTubers that said that it looked like they were responding, because it kind of did at first when they like messaged once to people. But now I'm starting to realize it's like crowd control. They're only messaging once. They're not actually replying to what's being said to them on Twitter. Who knows if the documentation that we're sending in to the official website is that being read? Do our opinions matter? I honestly don't know. There's nothing right now that comes out and screams, we're actually paying attention. They say that they are. They opened up this comment section thing that goes to who knows where and who knows who's reading it. Is it even going directly to the commissioners themselves who wrote a large portion of this? I don't know. Nobody does. It doesn't really say. It just says, send us your comments, like super vaguely. And this is scary because my YouTube channel, like I said, it's mostly game content. I have like a bright pillow behind me, whatever. It's in danger of this, and I don't really know what to do. Do I just delete my channel? You know, a lot of creators are thinking about this right now. Do we just delete our channels? And how will that affect YouTube if suddenly a majority of the creators just disappear one day, right? Because they're afraid of being fined $40,000. Like, I'm afraid to upload anything right now past January 1st because I don't know how it will be affected by this. I just don't know. They have this long-winded documentation over here, 52 pages, and out of all 52 pages, there's nothing that tells me how I can survive on YouTube. And I don't think I can. To be 100% honest, I do not think that my channel can live on YouTube anymore. I don't even make any money from my videos. I've never made a dime, not a penny. I'm just a small little creator. 400 people sometimes watch my videos, sometimes, not even all the time. And it was fun. It was so much fun getting people's feedback, seeing the likes and the comments, and just playing games, talking about them, making reviews. And there, because of all this controversy on YouTube, like I was getting ready to do my review on Kingdom Hearts. Now I don't even know if I'll do that. I don't know. I had so many videos already planned preemptively. I wanted to play more Star Wars, possibly. I don't know what I'm going to do. Right now, I have the idea, and I suggest this to any other small YouTubers out there. Before January 1st, because that's when it's supposed to enact, but who knows, it might start sooner than that. I'd do it in December, honestly, before January 1st, like halfway through December. I am going to private all of my videos on my channel. I'm going to remove my banner. Maybe I'll just make it black and white. No, it has cartoon characters in it. I just have to remove my entire banner, put it in, make it something vague and bleak, right? Like vibrant colors. Why is that? See, bright and vibrant colors. It's right here. Visual content appealing to children. Bright and vibrant colors. So fast moving graphics, even. Like, it's so weird. So I'm going to private all my videos. I'm not going to mark them as for children, but I'll private them. That way it's not being sent out and distributed to children. So there's a loophole right there. But at this point, I'll just hold on to it like that, right? And I'll change my banner to something vague, something that doesn't have the cartoon characters on it. That way, there's no way that they could be like, we're going to find this person because his videos are privated and his banner doesn't even exist anymore. So until I fully figure out what they mean by these things, and if there's even a way to keep a gaming channel live on YouTube, I have to go underground. I have to, because there's no way I can pay $40,000 per video that I have on my channel. I mean, let's do a little calculation here. Let's say I know I have over, oh my goodness, shut up. Every once in a while, it's like, I can understand you better if I get familiar with their voice. I wasn't even talking to her. I just clicked on the search bar. um, Let me see here. What am I looking up here? Calculator, duh. If we just do a little bit of quick math, say that I have an even 200 videos. Obviously, that's not true. But let's say I have exactly 200 videos, $40,000 per video, right? $8 million. I could potentially be fined $8 million. A person who lives in a tiny little apartment. By the way, this is like a government apartment or whatever for people who don't make a lot of money. I pay $475 a month on this apartment, right? I am eligible to do so because I barely make any money. And I could be fined $8 million. Someone who makes maybe $1,000 a month, as in I will die before I ever pay $8 million, ever, before I ever make that much money. It's just not possible. This is so unreasonable. And I'd have to declare bankruptcy if this happened. I would have to legally declare bankruptcy, which I have never done in my life, nor do I ever want to. This has to stop. This cannot be allowed. Otherwise, YouTube is dead. All content creators, I mean, it might survive, but it'll become something else. It will not be the YouTube as we know it. We won't have individual creators coming on to create content and start building a following. Instead, it'll be all about corporate companies, right? And I don't think anyone will make kids content anymore. Kids content will go from having all sorts of stuff to zero. Like that shark song, Baby Shark and Daddy Shark and Grandma Shark and whatever, that can't exist on YouTube. At least it won't make any money. So why would they make the content? Why would they? Right? All kids stuff is going to disappear. The YouTube Kids channel, will it even exist? I doubt it, because there won't be enough content to support it. It's crazy. It's horrible. It's awful. I know my little brothers and sisters, they've watched stuff on YouTube. They might not have anything on YouTube to watch anymore, ever again. It's awful. It's messed up. And honestly, it's going to make things worse. They want to protect children. It's not going to protect them. It's going to danger them. It's going to endanger them even more because creators on YouTube, in order to survive, they're only going to create adult content. So more content with swear words in it, more content with like violent gore and sexual themes. Like that's what's going to start coming out to YouTube if this happens because no one's going to want to create friendly kid content anymore. My channel, like I said, is mostly been geared for E for everyone, right? It's for everybody of all ages. You can watch this in your 40s, you can watch this when you're 10. I don't swear or anything. Like this was supposed to be just kid fun, adult fun, everybody fun content because I review games which can be enjoyed by everybody, and I was I would even like to talk about movies and Sonic and stuff when those come out. I'm very interested in seeing how that turns out, but I won't ever make a video on it. I won't dare. What's going to happen to people like Jeremy Johns who just reviews movies and stuff because he'll never review like Detective Pikachu and stuff ever again because it has cartoony characters, right? Like he'll never review videos like that ever again. It'll only be horror movies that are rated R and you know what I mean? How does a reviewer of media content survive on a platform like this or on the internet in general? And thing is, I don't think they do. I don't think they do anymore. So get people aware of this. Spread this, Twitter, anything. Let people know. Message on Facebook to everyone in your family, friends, whatnot, and get them to come to these videos that are being made on YouTube and whatnot, and get them to come to these people that are creating this. Go to the page that lets you leave comments. Leave a comment. We need to get this widespread and we need to get it widespread fast before January so that we can save small channels and the internet as a whole, to be honest. Otherwise, there isn't going to be any kid friendly content on the internet. The internet will not be for kids anymore with this law. Like, this is a government law. This isn't just a YouTube policy. This is a government law by the FTC of COPPA or whatever it's called, COPA. I don't know if I added too many P's or whatever. Yeah, COPPA. This organization created by the government to protect children, and by via protecting children, they just won't let children on the internet anymore. Is what it's boiling down to. And kids will find a way to get on the internet anyway, and with content no longer being for children on the internet anywhere, kids will get on the internet to find even worse stuff than what they're finding today. So they're not protecting kids, they're detrimenting them, they're dooming them. It's not good, and we need to fix this. So, like I said, spread the word, comment on other people's videos who haven't made videos on this subject, and ask them to make videos on this subject, you know? The last I looked on the Game Grumps page, they didn't have anything on this. Who knows? Maybe they will soon. I really hope they do because they do little videos of like them playing with Play-Doh and whatever, their power hour things, and they'll never be able to do that ever again if this goes through. And if they do, then they're gonna be royally bankrupt and won't be able to make any content ever again. So spread the word, get this changed, and let's together make a difference. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I won't be making another video after this until all this blows over. So I hope that you enjoyed my channel for what it's worth, because it might not exist ever again. Well, bye. It was a good run.